Hi loves, welcome back to the channel. How are you doing? How have you been? Thank you all so much for tuning in again today. So if this is your first time of seeing this gorgeous face, you're so very much welcome. On this channel there's a whole lot of love to go around, so you want to stick around, okay? My first experience with a maid was 7 years ago. Yes, 7 years ago when I gave birth to my first child. So I had a little house boy. Then my mom-in-law was like, okay, the stress of doing this, doing that, just get someone around that would help you with minimal chores, like, okay, go get this, go bring this, go do that, all this little house chores. Because to be sincere, this boy is not old enough to do most of the house chores. Okay, he was about 11-ish when they brought him to me. So yeah, that was the first and the last living maid that I've had ever since I got married. And my experience with this boy was short-lived, even though it was filled with a lot at the time. So this guy came in July. They brought him to me in July of 2016, and he came in, I met him, the parents and I spoke on phone. You know how they do this transaction now. It's not like the parent will be the one to bring him. It's like there's an intermediary between you and the parents of the so-called mates. So that's what, or maybe an agency, anyone, there's always someone in between. So yeah, so that was my case. And then they brought this guy in, the parents, we spoke on phone, and that was it. Then the first night he spent in my house, I woke up in the morning. He came in on a Friday. I woke up in the morning on Saturday morning to make pap and akara for the family. And my husband goes out early on Saturday morning, either to play tennis or football. Men shenanigans for Saturday. So I made the food, and then I ate. I gave him his food. I mean the maid. I gave him his food, and then kept that of my husband. And I know my husband probably will be coming back with friends, so I made a lot. Like, I mean, when I say a lot, I'm talking about 30 pieces of akara and above. I made a lot. So I think I took about 5, and then I gave him 6 or so, because I know like he's going to be hungry, because he came in late in the night, and I don't know if he had eaten so well during the day. I only gave him dinner. So in the morning when we wake up, I made food and I fed him. So after feeding him, I had a little baby at the time. Ethan was a couple of months old. So I was breastfeeding, and then I got tired. I get tired easily at the time. I get very tired, like, easily after breastfeeding. So there are days I would just be like, after feeding everybody in the house, breastfeeding my baby, all I want to do is go to bed and take a nap or something. So I went to bed for about, I think, 30 minutes. Then my husband's call woke me up, and he was like, he's on his way home and all of that. Okay, let me go and get the table set for his food and all. And on getting to the kitchen, majority of the akara disappeared, and I think I had about 4 pieces left in the sieve where I kept the remaining akara, which was about 20 something pieces that I left there, if I'm not mistaken. And I was shocked to bits. And when my husband came, I shared. Luckily for me, my husband did not come home that day with any friend. He came back home alone, and I told him what had happened. And me and my husband just concluded that, okay, it's coming from somewhere where they had little to nothing to eat, you understand? And then seeing such and much and at disposal, he felt the need to eat, and also we overlooked it. The only thing we did that day was to call him and tell him that anytime he needs anything, he should just ask, and we will give it to him, and then we'll make sure we feed him very well. So from that time on, I made sure like he eats well. I feed him very well. Then it was in July. August was holiday. I was just about opening my studio. I was still setting up my makeup studios at the time. So we'd go out of the house together, we'd come back together. I was like almost every day in town trying to set up my studio. So we were always out of the house. But I make sure like we all have, especially has food to eat, including snacks at every point in time. So that was it. And then September came. It was time for school to start, and I and my husband decided that okay, it's going to be in school, because at that time my studio was already set and I was about opening up. So, and I'll be going to the studio, my husband will be going all about his business. So we need to enroll him in school. So my husband and I saw a school near the house and we enrolled in a school. And he goes to school with lunch, he eats breakfast before leaving the house, and then we give him money in case he needs to buy any snacks. That's the way we do it, because we don't want a situation whereby someone else's child will go starving around us. And that is me. If you know me very well, I like to feed people, I like to cook, I like all those things. So you cannot starve if you're around me. So that's the routine. We did everything necessary for the school fee, everything. We started the school, and then as time was going, we realized like this boy doesn't really do well in school. Okay, bring your books, we'll attend to him, see to his assignments together and all. So I was minding my business. By the end of, I think, October, it was still stealing actually, but we just believe it's going to like change. There are days it will be meat, it will eat it. When those times I'm always having like grilled turkey, because my husband is a turkey eater. That's like his favorite meat to eat when it comes to poultry. So turkey is always in my grill, so I'll grill turkey in the oven, and this boy will eat like, it's not like when you pick one and finish it. He will take this one, bite all around it, take the next one, bite all around it. Then when he has done beating all around, then he will start picking one after the other. Then when he sees that it has reduced to a noticeable amount, he will stop taking it. So he kept on doing this, but my husband was like, it would change. I was like, okay, it would change. It's just a matter of time. When you're coming from a place where there's little to nothing, and you find yourself in a place where there's much, you might want to like overdo. So that's what we saw it as. Then the one that now got us out of it, like, okay, this is the highest, this is what we can take, we can't go beyond this, was when this boy went to my neighbor's place. And then this lady sells, not my exact next door neighbor, but we live in the same area. We normally do, what I buy from this lady most of the time is bread. So this boy went to the woman's place, I think in the morning on his way to school, and requested that the woman gives him the change of what he bought a day before that. Previous day, I had sent him to buy semo, which I normally do not buy in the area. I go to the market, all those things I stock in bulk, because my husband and I hardly eat swallow, and then whatever swallow it is we buy, it lasts us for minimum 3 months. Like poundos, semo, yam flour, plantain, they last us for a long period of time, because they are not things we eat often. So I know that one, I don't buy it outside. I don't buy it like in the area, I buy in the market when I'm doing like bulk shopping. So he said he bought semo. At the time 1 kg of semo was 350. So he told the woman he bought 500. He bought a kg of semo that he wants the change. So the woman gave him 150. Off he went to school. So on my way back from work that day, I had a very long day. So I came in about 5 p.m. The woman saw me and she was like, mommy, they call me Mommy Israel. Mommy Israel, do, like I should stop the car, because I was driving. I was like, I should stop the car. That she wants to confirm something, that my boy came to collect a certain change in the morning, and he didn't she didn't see him going back to drop the change for me. Rather, he went off to school. That was the reason why this woman approached me, that to confirm if he had given me the change. So I was not like, change for what? And I said no, that she was not at our shop yesterday, that it was our children that was around. And this morning, the kids have gone to school, but this morning my boy came around saying last night he bought a kg of semo and he dropped 500 naira and here to collect the change. I was like, no, I didn't send this boy any sort. I did not send him anything of sort. such. She was like, that's the case. I said, no problem, okay, we'll see to it. So this boy came back from school, my husband was back. I had reported what had happened to my husband, like, okay, this is what has happened, blah 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 blah. And my husband naturally hates stealing, so my husband dealt with him that day till he confessed of what he did and all. And then a week after it was open day, then I went to the school, and after that incident, and it was when I got to the school that I got to know that he actually comes to school with a lot of goodies. And I was like trying to like ask the price range of the goodies he brings to school, and it was way higher than the extra cash we give to him. So definitely he has been stealing more in the house that I've not been paying attention to. And then they were like, okay, when he gets to school, he will now buy stuff and start giving girls, okay, you take this, allow me to kiss you, you take that, allow me to do this to you, you take. And it's been all rampant in school. And that was when my husband and I decided, like, okay, at this junction, this boy has to go. I have a little child that is growing. I don't want to add more stress, and I have a business by the side that I'm running. I have my house to maintain. I cannot afford to, raise another child and start waiting for the day it's going to change. So by December of that year, I asked the boy to go. So his dad called me, they begged, they pleaded, but I don't want a situation whereby there would be issue of more beating, more punishment and all of that, and then it will lead to something else. So I just said I'd rather stay without maid. So that was my experience with a living. So now for the past I think 4 years now, I've been using what's it called, what do you call people that come and go? That's the kind of help I've been using now. So they have a certain number of days they come per week. I pay them per month. Then they have a certain number of days they come per week. They do the house chores, they do everything that is needful, and then they go till the next day. So that is my own experience, and that is the reason why I don't have a living help. A lot of people have like seen close people with bad, brutal experience of housemates. Do you understand? Like terrible experience when it comes to housemates. I mean the living one, even those that are not living, you just have to pay attention and make sure you are seeing everything these people are doing. So that was when it was that year with that boy that I drew the line with living up. So I'd rather you come, do what you need to do and go. And then when you come, I see everything, monitor everything, then you go. That's just me. I don't think I can do a living help anymore. I don't think so. A lot of family members, a lot of friends have had terrible experiences when it comes to living help. I've seen the one that was squeezing what's it called, a sanitary pad into palm oil for the. I've seen a lot, and even if you go through social media now, a lot is going on out there. So that was why I decided to like do those people that come and go. I've heard of the one that got pregnant and was trying to seduce the person's husband, so that that person can sleep with her, and then she would say that person is the man that impregnated her. I've seen a lot, like I've heard a lot, I've seen a lot. So that's why I drew the line. Like I don't want a living maid. I would rather you come, do what you have to do and go. So that's just my own experience, and that is the reason why I don't have a living maid. Okay, so thank you all so much for watching. I know we all have had experience, if not personally, we have had people around us. So if you would like to share, drop it in the comment section below, and let's rub mine. Let's learn from each other's experience. That is my own experience, and I'm glad to share. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.